Alright, welcome back, folks. It is day 17 with Shashingo. Yesterday we started the writing process, right? Extracting how to write the kanji characters, any kanji characters we can mine from the game. Started doing this thing where we're going to take new pictures, do new borders, 2 page at a time. And pretty much moving forward, I'm gonna play it by ear, how well I recall things. So at some point, just gonna go through the whole book. How much is this game? It is 20 bucks. And it's currently listed on Steam. I don't know how much the Switch version is gonna cost, but if you have a Switch, that's also an option. Yeah, it's 20 bucks. It recently went on sale for 30% off, so at 16 USDs during sale, so you could also wait for sale, perhaps. All right, so we got through the first 2 pages. Let's see if we can add a page, or maybe 2. We'll see how quickly and how well we get this done. Right. So let's hop in. But one thing I kind of want is the background to be playing louder. What if that's kind of loud? Because it definitely dampens. That's okay. We'll think about some. We'll think about it. So let's see. All right. So we had these yesterday. Let's go over these. Try my best. Here. Naturally, I expect to drop a few of them. Move my tablet a little closer to the center. Okay. All right. Chill. Might as well flip them over. We'll do verse 8 first. Alright, Eki. Kokoku. I did an N5 listening video and it was bad. I need a lot more vocabulary to understand these sentences. An N5 listening video, huh? What type of, what kind of resource did you use for the N5 listening video? Was it a JLPT thing? Kokoku. 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 YouTube? I see. Then we do Ega Posta. Egacon. What are you gonna try to do to get more vocabulary? Door slam. What are your plans? Egacon. And we have key. Shingo key. Shingo key. That could be squished together a little bit. That's fine. Shingo key. Problems with that. Thank you. Ugh. The top part is a little bit chunky. Hands kind of wobbling around a little bit. Out of space is still kind of small. Maybe I should make it a little larger. Right. And terebi. So those are our 8. Go through them one by one. We have eki. Our 3 words for eki are kairu, onzakusuru. Okay. Oops. Onzaksuru. And Bendy. Oh, wait. Yeah. Alright. To the next one. Alright. So, Kokoku. Kokoku. Alright. We have Miru. Enji suru. Enji suru. Oh, no, wait. That's, I'm thinking of Eiga Posta. Posta. It's, no, 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 no. Wrong ones. Kokoku. Senden suru. Advertise. Senden suru. Oh, they're bigger. You know? Now I have properly sized glasses for my face. Oh, they're excuses. Alright, Senden suru. Senden suru. No, thanks, excuses. Thank you, thank you. Kokoku. So we have Yuko. 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 Take my money and soul. I'll let you keep your soul for now. I'll let you keep your soul for now. Just a wee bit for now. Yuko. And Miryokuteki. Miryokuteki. That is not the correct stroke order. No one will ever know. Miryokuteki. Alright. You've done your studies earlier, so I'll just be here to torment you. I mean, to support you today. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. We'll see who's we'll see who's tormenting who here. Although I do have to admit, today I might have to take it slightly lightlier. It is taking me a little time to adjust. The thing about wait, actually, do you wear glasses? So the thing about being farsighted, especially when you're getting your far sight is getting farther and farther, everything near takes a little bit of adjustments. But far is fine. Like, they calibrate your eyes to seeing how, to focus on things far away. But something happens to slightly there's an adjustment period for everything that you're seeing up close, because it might be slightly out of it might be it's very, like, everything close is still very clear, but it kind of takes a little to adjust, because most of the time, if you're farsighted, they're adjusting for things that you're looking far away, but it can kind of affect everything that's close. So, like, in this viewing distance, in the computer's scenario, things are close enough that I can still make out some. So it's kind of like a weird adjustment. I just picked these up less than a couple hours ago, so taking a little bit to get adjusted. Oh, since you were 5, I was a little bit later in life. I think it was 13. I was I had corrective lenses when I was 13, and they were very mild. Fancy new lenses though these days. All right. So the third one, this was the one I was thinking of. You know what's kind of funny? My father didn't even know. You're nearsighted. You take my glasses, you take my sight. Oh, I would walk into walls and people. Oh, you're nearsighted. Oh, that's interesting. I don't meet. I don't often meet nearsighted people, or talk to nearsighted people. Like, bump into nearsighted people. So you have reading. You have stuff for reading, then. Hopefully your farsightedness is still intact. Progressive lenses are so expensive, actually. To get like multi-sight ones. I was looking at pricing because my glasses are not cheap. So and I was seeing how much it spikes for progressive lenses, as in it has both sides. Your left eye is also worse, so it would offset my vision, and that way I saw things. My right eye is worse. My right eye is worse, and it takes a little bit of adjustment. My eyes, I talked about this a little bit. My eyes does this kaleidoscope thing, this sliding thing. So if I close my left eye, the image will start to like swipe from right to left over and over again. It's been there since I first got my first glasses. So that's when I assume I was born, like, it's something from birth. However, obviously, I wouldn't know until I got my eye exam, and it was only noticeable with my first eye exam, which was when I was 13. So I just assume it's something, hopefully not neurological or anything like that. And I explain it to my optometrist, any optometrist that I meet all the time, and generally it goes. but instead of the side to side, my kind of shakes in a way. Ah, okay. Yeah, like, you know how they tell you to cover your eyes and then you look? I'm like, wait. I already stared at the image for like 30 seconds, so I had to like close my eyes and open them again so that it stopped like constantly moving. And in the moment my left eye is introduced back to both visions, thankfully I still have both my eyes. The image stands still, right? So I described that a couple times. Yeah, in which I can imagine if one of your eyes are shaky, and it's the weaker eye. So I don't know if your shaky eye is your left one. My right eye is the weaker one. So my right eye is the one that does the weird thing. Let's see. And I've had this problem before, like following an object, across my screen. So like when you're driving, right? If you're at an intersection and a car passes me by, following it, my left eye is clearly following the image well, but it's not. My right eye is kind of like, it's like chunking. It's almost like if you suddenly watch a car on twos, right? You know, like if the FPS is on twos, that's kind of what how they're describing it. Because some people, some of the optometrists would get me to move my eyes left and right and up and down. So up and down is not a problem. It's a smooth up and down, but left and right, for whatever reason, it's very noticeable that my right eye is not moving smoothly. And that's always been the thing. So whenever I'm playing like games like OS, I try to describe that to people like um maybe it could be I mean, there's nothing wrong with my eye. So at least physiologically, like when they scan my eyes, there's no way to explain it. So there's nothing actually wrong with the literal eye. But in terms of lagging, the image is still one whole thing. So there's no like processing of the lag across. But it's interesting what happens when I try to like close my left eye and try to follow it. It's more like it's slightly sliding back and forth. So like if you're following this, you'll be like, that's kind of the image. So like it slightly goes backwards. Maybe how your brain process. Um, that's kind of not how the brain works. For lack of a better word. Yeah, it's the brain synthesizes both in if you have both eyes, but the left one, the right one, I'm not sure how I would describe that if the left eye is closed. It's like the existence of the image is still there, right? It's not like I can't catch a ball with my left eye closed. If you know what I mean. Like there's no like I didn't it's not like I see the image and it takes me a while for the image to load to my brain. Like I still can catch if my left eye is closed. I still can catch things being thrown at me at a very high speed. Never heard of it? That's kind of cool and weird. What do you have any weird quirks about your eye? Your eyes? I mean, these are the fun things that people can't experience, right? For better or for worse. I wouldn't want this for other people. Alright, so Eiga Posta. So Miru. It's not a superpower, so at least there's that going for you. Definitely not advantageous. Yeah, new glasses, Fanny. I finally got my prescription updated after 5 years. Taking a little bit to digest though. Let's see. Although it's not a noticeable difference when I'm in front of the computer. I'm farsighted. Oh yeah? Well, thank you. I figure I get something bigger, like twice the size, because my face is a little big. I don't think I would call it a quirk, but since I've worn glasses all your life, when I don't wear them for a prolonged time, my eyes burn and I get a headache. Oh. That sounds very undesirable. You were watching and noticed something different. It was the glasses. Yeah, yeah. In listen, listen. Who is to say I'm not a different person, if you know what I mean? Excuses. How do you some might even say, you know, Superman got away from him, you know? Hey, I learned Japanese too. Is Shashingo good? Um, Shashingo, uh, uh, can you be, is it, can I ask you what makes something good, Norts? Like, what are you looking for? Is there a thing you like? Can you describe what you like about Japanese, like learning Japanese, like the stuff you want? Japanese. So Shashinko is not a zero to fluent type of game. So it's a game for you to enjoy learning Japanese, but it's not a curriculum game. Learning a lot of words fast. Oh, that's interesting. Shashinko doesn't have a lot of words. It has around 200 and it's context based. It is an SRS, so it is kind of like Anki, and it has a component of photography. So it does provide more or less your flashcard related things, in which the component is to move around the environment. So like you move around in environments and then you take pictures, right? However, when you say a lot of words, they're they're around 200 words in this game, in the current build of this game. And so your mileage may vary. You might already know those 200 words. It's very possible. However, if you're comparing it to Anki, it is an SRS system that uses flashcards or photo cards, as they call it, because you're taking the pictures. So I wouldn't say it's good if you're looking to learn a ton of words. Yeah, and fast. You'll probably learn them really quickly because when you're engaging and interacting with the context, it'll help with that. However, it's limited to 200 words, and it's not curriculum based. The vocabulary is not curriculum based, so you'll probably not get that much if that is what you're focused on. So Shashinko is not that type of thing. Hello there. Hello there, cat. Hello, hello. Alright. So, Miru. Posta. Okay. Eiga Posta. Second one is Enjiru. Enjiru. Oh, no, wait. That's not the right character I'm thinking of. No excuses for the kappa. That's a little shaky. Enjiru is a little shaky. Then we have Akuroku. 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 Oh, no, wait. That's not Hakuroku. Kando suru. Kando suru. Oh, no. Kando teki. Kando teki. Kan. My tablet is registering of my hand floating above the tablet. I'm not raising it high enough. Kando. Kando teki. How do you call the body of the glasses, if you know what I mean? The body, oh, the frames? The housing? Yeah. Frames? Frames usually work. Yeah, like a picture frame. Okay. Alright, so that one's a little weak. Yeah. Enjiru took a bit. Ando Teki. Ando Teki, it's kind of weak too. The doll. Alright, let's do the next one. That's kind of awful. Let's try that again. Eigakan. Eigakan. I think Miru again. Miru. Deito. Deito suru. It is a pretty classic thing to do. Beito suru. And then akuroku. 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 Okay. So let's write the next one. Key. Hiru. Okay. And Mokse. Mokse. Ooh, Mokse. Let's see. Mokse. Okay. Did I miss a stroke? Oh, I did miss a stroke. Okay. Next 3. Shingoki. Shingoki. Matsu. Iku. Juko. Juka. Jutai. Jutai. Hmm. That was kind of sloppy. But Jutai. Okay. Genkia. Genkia. Takai. Ugh. Let's try that again. Takai. Wait a minute. Tadashi. Tadashi. And we gotta channel our inner Pikachu. Pika Pika. Okay. Oh, Terebi. I think we have Miru again. A lot of this Miru. Geru. Geru. And then Kiss. Okay. I think that's fine. We're pretty good. Let's go find our... Okay, get away with... We're going to try. We're going to try. Let's take new pictures of these guys with a new theme. What do we have? Noto, pasokon, 冷蔵庫、冷蔵庫、電子レンジ、ゲーム、地図、本屋、雑誌、and okay. 植え込み. Alright, so let's go find them. Okay. So we're gonna take... Alright. This guy. Which I kind of like this guy. Price tag and all. Look at that price. Why are you slightly out of focus? Alright, so let's use... Actually, what kind of theme do we have? Purchase them. Japanese gaming laptop? Yeah. Not enough keys across, but the enter key certainly gives it away. In the backspace? Well, no, it's just the enter key largely. Fishball. Ooh. Probably like 1200 now. Yeah, probably like 1200 now. Let's do... Ooh, I kind of like this. Ooh, I really like that one. Let's do that one.
ノートパソコン
Okay. Kind of border. Oh yeah, let's go with this for today. Hey. You remember when you just had to remove 2 zeros? Yeah, yeah. Alright. Neizoko. Can we get an angle? Let's do an angle shot.
冷蔵庫
Okay. Chizu. Chizu. This is the only map that I know in this area. So let's like... Yeah. Like that.
地図
Oh, I really like this filter. Eh. Onya.
本屋
Okay. Denshi Denji. Angle shots.
電子レンジ
Okay. Game. Actually, we're gonna do this one. This qualifies as a game.
ゲーム
Game. Game. Eh. Zashi. Zashi. Zashi.
Zashi 雑誌
Zashi. Eh. And then, okay. What's a good? I think, this one's pretty pleasant. Uekomi. Oh yeah, I really like this filter. Holy heck, this filter is a winner.
植え込み
Goes great with this border too. Alright. So we have our next two pages. Now let's go and work on that. Whoops. Didn't mean to shift that. Okay. Alright. So Noto Pasokon, self-explanatory. As I pause. Okay. Reizouko. Okay. So, assuming these two, then your hat. That's okay. Okay, I see. Yeah, there's where that radical is. It is Very difficult. Okay, let's go double check. Eizouko. Eizouko. Oh, wait. That's not the... Oh, that's interesting. Wait, did I? Oh, that's actually very interesting. That's not quite... Oh, interesting. Okay, never mind. That is really interesting. Huh. Uh... Welcome. Okay. Welcome me W something. Okay. Bonus of learning Japanese is you learn some traditional yeah, you do. You learn some. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Deizoko is different. Okay. Why are there two? Why does it become that when I... Huh. That's interesting. Weird. So I'm getting this. Wait, let's go to Jisho. Let's get a Jisho here. Okay, sure. So why does that keep registering a different radical on the bottom? Interesting. I'm just going to ignore that. So when I'm entering this, like, look at this stroke canvas thing, I keep getting this, even though the IME is inputting this. Right, so I don't know what that's about. We're just gonna stick with what I know. What I feel is the... Yeah, I can't... It keeps getting that, but we're just gonna skip that. It's not the character that I really want. So, alright, so here... Let's see, 6... So, 6, right? 6, 7, 8... I see. Oh, that's kind of complicated. 10, 11, 12. Alright. That is what it looks like. Alright. That's fine. Alright. So we have... Then you have cross. Oh, we're gonna have to go big. Much bigger. So we're comfortable. So. That's a little off center. Okay. So. No, 4 across first. Can we down this? Actually, is 6? No. 6 down. Too much. This go down, down. And then this radical. And the thing goes in between of the stroke. Okay. We'll have some more practice with that. Here we go. Is this one self-explanatory? It's kind of. Oh wait. Let's go through. It does. Well, actually. Double check. Always trying to double check first. Yep. Okay. No surprises on that one. Alright. Take it in. Take it in. Okay. Then we have Denchi Renji. Not too bad for Denchi Renji. Same Den. Oh, sell it. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yep. Thanks. I'm aware. You can follow along if you want. Yeah, that's what that means. Okay. Let's see. Oh, Denchi Renji and then Game. Self-explanatory. Whoops. Okay, so let's do these. Do these 4. Okay. Local. Oh, it's kind of tough remembering that one. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. We got some freebies with the katakana. Oh, that's always nice. Okay. Okay. Oof. Too tiny. I need to be a little bit more liberal. Basil. Cool. Cool. Basil. Cool. Right. I guess this kind of taller, but we'll adjust as we go. Denji. Okay. Denji. And then self-explanatory is game. Game. Oh, game it. All right. Now we add the other 4. That's not too bad. Got some freebies today. Always nice to practice some kana. Okay, so we had cheese. Oh yeah, that's self-explanatory. And then probably let's double check on that one, because there might be actually a stroke variance on that. Easy. That's fine. Left one's fine. No surprise. Oh, actually. No. The left one's fine. 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Yep. All right. Standard stuff. We can fill that out. So this is a feel. Chizu. What was the right one? Oh, Honya. Wait a minute. No. Oh, yeah. Right. It's just really flat. Like, it's just flattened out. Sometimes the limitation of pixels make things look not how I imagined them. The Honya is a freebie too. Honya is a freebie. Hey, Zapshi. Oh boy, you look special. Oh wait. This one. Is that not? Oh, it is. Interesting. Oh, that's... Oh, I see. But with a small t. That's interesting. I use the same character for both reads. Interesting. Okay, so it's kind of a freebie because we can kind of link it together, associate it together in a way. And then she. That she. Pretty standard. I'm guessing it's too crunched. That's probably this. Radical. And this one feels like the top one would be longer. Let's double check. Let's double check that. Too much limitations. Pixel limitations. Okay, yep, no changes to that one. Yep, the top one's longer. Oh, yeah. And then the top stroke of the left radical is always too flattened. So they're flat, but it's actually standing up. Digital age. Okay, alright. So no surprises there. And then we have Uekomi. Uekomi. Let's take a look. So most of it's okay. I want to double check on the bottom right radical. If it's 2 strokes or 1 stroke. It kind of looks like 2 strokes. It might not be in the order that I think. Let's look. Call me. Okay. It's 1 stroke. Okay. Stroke order is always hard to remember for you. Yeah. I think when it comes to stroke order, when you start like there is a rhyme, there is a flow to it. It's kind of like speaking after a while. At least for me, when it comes to writing, like usually 90% of the time now, the stroke order, you kind of feel the stroke order out. However, occasionally, yeah, a few things like L's and like a stroke order directional change, and I usually ask myself if it's 2 strokes or 1 stroke, because occasionally I get surprised by being 1 stroke or 2 stroke, and I think a lot of times the stroke order, my concern with the stroke order is that digital font, like the way they're like gridded and then how big it is, what happens is it distorts the characters, like the way the characters are, and you aren't quite sure because that bottom stroke, like on Uekomi right here, that bottom stroke, that's a clean bend. That's not 2 strokes hitting each other. So it's a clean bend. So it's 1 stroke, which whenever I see that, I'm like, I could write it as 1 stroke, or I could write it as 2 strokes. And to produce that little bend that it has, it's actually 2 strokes. Yeah, stylization is stylization can distort very, very Very little noticeable things, but I don't think it's, you know, a deal breaker. It's just fun. I like looking at pictures and writing. So I don't think it'll it'll like, if you don't like this stuff, if you don't want to worry about this stuff, I wouldn't worry about it either. I like talking through this stuff because it helps me remember things. Yeah, so no surprises. Yep. And then yeah, no surprises except for it's one stroke. Okay, got it. Cool. All right, so we have our, oh, and touching. Touching is a stylistic thing. I totally have settled on the idea that when lines, if they're touching or not touching or slightly touching or full commit touching, that's stylized. That's stylized. There really isn't a lot of things that would cause you to misread something because it's touching or not touching. And then because of how condensed font can be, things touch and things don't touch a lot of times. So you're more than feel free to, crossing is a whole different story. If you cross over a stroke, that's different. But touching and not touching, that's kind of a bit up in there. It's a bit, how you say, touch and go. Just a wee bit touch and go. Sorry, not sorry. I had to do it. Ooh, that's a little too long. That's fine. We'll get it on the next pass. So ue, so u. Ue. Komi. Ue komi. And also, like, for example, this character right here, I like the snail, but this looks more like a snail, but you can't see the stroke, right? Because of stylization. So you can't see this part. Which I still continue to write it this way. However, in this font that they're using, they don't have that. In ko here, where call me. Just making sure if it's visible. All right. Oh, let's add. Okay. So which ones are new here? I don't have like meanings attached to. Probably Chizu. Chizu is fine. It's very visual. Chizu. Dashi. Alright. Alrighty. Oh. That should be wider. That's fine. Good enough for now. Chizu. Onya. Dashi. Dashi. That's a little sloppy. Where? Okay, cool. Oops. Ooh. Okay. Ohio, Claire. I have not slept yet, right? You're gonna take a nap soon, I imagine. Are you gonna have time? Oh, actually, it's the weekend. Do you work still? Like, are you still on the working all around right now? Or do you get a day off now, Blair? Alright, so let's put the other 4 back in. What was the first one? Pasokon. Noto. Oops. Pasokon. Oh yes, I'm still working in 2.5 hours. I got sucked into a Korean show on Netflix. A Korean show? What kind of show is it? The last show that someone suggested that I still haven't finished is something C. It was a sci-fi. Something C, like Sinking Sea, maybe something like that. It has something to do with space. Miss Day and Night. Oh, that sounds like a K-drama. That sounds like a K-drama. Pasokon. 冷蔵庫. 冷蔵庫. It's giving me business proposal is the best K-drama. Man, you guys need to chill with your K-drama. Excuses. I thought you were learning Japanese. Where's your J-drama ride at? I'm just kidding. It's giving me mouse vibes, but the MC changes physical appearances. Interesting. I'm gonna have to watch some of these things. Alright. I'll make a note about business proposal. And Miss Day and Night. Some enrichment for the evening. Let's see. Monday is all. Zol is tough. Oh boy. Kinda. Let's write it down here. I still need like a better place to place my ad. Okay. We have. My best friend would absolutely overload me with K-drama if I let her. Mouse is so incredibly hard to find because it's not on streaming platforms. I can imagine. I can imagine. Okay. Wait. Oh. Wait. I didn't write the first. I didn't write a day back. Hold up. I erased it and didn't write it back. Nay. Okay. Hazel. Oh. Oh. It. All right. And then. All right. ノート、パソコン、冷蔵庫、電子レンジ。Oh. Okay. Okay. 電子レンジ。I watched My Happy Marriage anime and live action. It's in Japanese. All right. All right. All right. All right. You don't need to get so defensive. Excuses. I believe you when you're still watching. You're not cheating on Japanese content. I believe you. Wink, wink. I believe you. My Happy Marriage. That sounds like a cozy slice of life with a bit of maybe tsundere mixed in. All right. So we got these things. All right. Oh, it's not? I see. Fair enough. Okay. All right. So now we're doing the back, just like yesterday. Let's see if we get any legacy stuff. Do we get any shortcuts? So, or things we already know. The first one is ノート、パソコン。Yeah, Scout. Coincidentally, we just recently got Scout in Duolingo too. And then we have Skeru again. Skeru. And ダウンロードする. Download suru, which is self-explanatory. So that's actually a freebie. That one's a freebie. Although the ooh is kind of like not as common, so down, yeah. Download suru. I also still cannot get over how Google Translate literally translates things on Tadoku. So much vinegar on their website, yeah. 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 Alright. Alright. So the first one was... Okay. Oh. We're here to write. Wait. I've been writing it incorrectly. Sorry. I messed up. I'm sorry. Wait. Have I been yeah. Yeah, I've been messing up. My bad. I messed up the last time. I'm like, wait a minute. That doesn't spell... Okay. So then we have... No, also. We have Scowl. So I can't draw a straight line. Scowl. Now we have Scowl. Double check. Scowl is fine. We have Skeru. I know. Yeah, Skeru. Skeru, and then down, 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 do, do. Okay, that's fine. That's a free pass. Now let's do Reizoko. Okay. That was a little aggressive. Reizoko. Okay, so what do we have for that? Metai. Metai is a giveaway. So is Hyas. Hyas is also a giveaway. And Ireru is also a giveaway. So we're pretty good on that. So that's another freebie. Oh, quite a lot of freebies. Okay. Smetai, same character. So it's Sume, Re, Sume. And then Yas. Yas. And our last one, Metai, Yas, and Ireru. Okay, Ireru. Okay, we can keep going actually, since these are free too. So we have Denchirenji, Denchirenji, Atatameru. Okay, there's Atatameru. And then Akeru and Shimeru is also freebies, except for Atatameru. My guess. Actually, yeah, I'm kind of curious. Yep, they went with the right, then down, 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 and then across. Okay, fair enough. So then, Shirenji. Okay, Denji. Tatameru. You have three, right? You have three. Water. Cross. This way. 1, 2, 3. And cross. Right? Yep. And then Meru. Man, instead of writing Atata, that's awesome. I approve. Atatameru. Akeru. Akeru. And Shimeru. Shimeru. Okay. I think we can keep going. No. Let's not go too crazy. Let's review these. Alright. Try to be a little quick here. Right. Note or pasokon. Go. Uh. Geru. Download or suru. Okay. We have Reizouko. Eat. The joys of writing. Oh, that was a little aggressive. Reizouko. Wait. Metai. Okay. Yes. Metai. Yes. Okay. Ireru. Okay. Renji. Tatameru. Tatameru. Akeru. Imeru. Oh, I didn't finish Gameu. Whoops. That's fine. Repeat. Anoshi. Noshi. Uh, Katsu. Katsu. Actually, I don't know how to write Katsu. Makeru. Katsu. Okay. Let's go look at Katsu. Wait. Huh. Okay. Where are you? Here you are. Oh, that's busy. Wait, hold up. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. Oh, really? Oh, I see it. I see it. Well, that's something else. Like that. Okay. I've got the left radical. No worries. Okay. So we have this. Then we have... Okay. Cuts. And then... Makeru. Makeru seems pretty reasonable. That 3 lines? 3 lines. Alright. Oh, we might as well add the others. Okay. Alright. So... Ne? Uh... Ne? Oh, Chizu. Chizu. Okay, Chizu. Iku. Okay, Chizu. Chizu. Iku. Iku. It's a freebie. Awesome. Tagasu. 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 Okay. Guessing it's meh, meh, up. Oh, actually, that can be different. Let's look up Tagasu. Oh, no. Yeah, it stays the same. All right. Oh, interesting. That's what that character is? Oh. Oh, no, no, no. I knew that. I knew that. That is definitely that. Okay. Okay, Sakasu, no. No surprises. Yeah, no surprises. And then our other Miru. Other Miru. Okay. Whoops. Okay. Yeah, we're fine with it. Honya. What do we have for Honya? How Yomu. Yomu and Sakashi. Uh, uh, Shizuka. Shizuka. Shizuka looks Oh, this might be the... Yeah. And then you follow through. That one, the first two are about the same length and the bottom one's the longest. Actually double check on Izuka. Yep. Oh, wait. Why does that look... Oh, no. That's fine. Yes. Technically, the middle one is the shortest, which is just a wee bit shorter. It's kind of apparent there. Alright. So we have Onya. Onya. Yeah. Oh, cow. Cow. Strong radical. Wait. Right? Nope. Added an extra stroke. Out of practice. Yomu. Yomu and what was that? It was Mit, 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 okay, Mit, and Ne? Okay, Mit, Mit. Oh, that's a little long. Hold up. Yeah. Huh? Who? Was Zoo still? Oh, just Ka. Just Ka. Okay. You recognize it? Oh yeah. So, if you're following along and if I say something and you're like, yeah, that's what it is. That's kind of nice. And then I left the furigana on too. So there's that. We got these beautiful characters. I gotta close my eyes. Ooh. shouldn't do this for too long today. Picture the characters in my head. Yeah, and you can turn off the games like these if you're ever interested in this kind of thing. Games like these usually have functionality where you turn them off and turn them on. So for now, I rarely ever see the hiragana, but it's there. It's kind of like subtitles. Uh, you can choose to look at the subtitles or not, even if they're there. So that's kind of an Hororai, Hororai ku English wa that is Nihongo Nihongo Benkyou dekiru. Hororai, Hororai ku, Hororai ku. Does that sound like Hororai ku English? Oh, Holo Live. English is good. You can study Japanese. Okay. Horodaibu. I see. Yeah, VTubers are not my scene. Yeah, I have a thing with VTubing, so sounds like a good thing. I usually just watch people. I usually watch other people, like people who actually vlog and talk about mental health and like relationships and interpersonal skills. I don't usually relate too much to VTubing. VTubing VTuber wa how you say young. It's a young thing. I'm not into that. It's not my scene. So definitely good for other people. The content that VTubers usually involve themselves with are not something that resonates with me. Thank you for the suggestion, though. Thank you for the suggestion. Yeah, I am a guy though, so that's kind of understandable. I am a guy though, and I guess I am learning Japanese, but I like cute things. So I like animals, reading books, um, talking about parenting, um, things like that, like how to get jobs, things like that. Yeah, HoloLive VTubers tend to be targeted towards probably someone way outside my age range. Video games aren't too bad. I know like some of the uh uh HoloLive VTubers play video games. But the whole like VTubing thing is also something that I don't quite resonate with. Okay. All right. Next one. Zashi. Zashi. We got another freebie. Wait. Wait. Oh, it's right. Za. Do we just keep the sheet? No, we don't get this. We don't keep the sheet. Ne? Oh. Boy, I was off the mark on that one. Oh no. Sorry. I hate when I double tap things. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Cat, you're old. Welcome to the Boomer Club. Did you punch your ticket? Welcome to the Boomer Club. Yeah. That scene is different. It's definitely different. It's a different scene. Dang it, I only remember the bottom right radical. What was it? Oh, it was. Oh, okay. Yeah, because the top is longer. I'm not actually old, but I'm just a lot more. No, that's what I mean. No. Welcome to the Boomer Club. I'm really not that old, but I'm also really not into that too much. I know people my age who are into that though. I'm not actually, yeah, a lot of things are that younger Gen Z or Gen Alpha are into. Yeah, I'm not into it either. I'm from old soul, as they say. Although you did play Genshin Impact though. Not the cat. MAKU is. Oh, okay, excuses. Spending money. I just want to order food. I hate the economy. Cat says hello, by the way. Aw, that's okay. What did you order, player? I hope it's something that makes you feel great and not like guilty. You gotta treat yourself every once in a while. You gotta. Well, you mentioned it. You mentioned Genshin. I'm acquainted with a lot of I'm acquainted with at least 2 or 3 people who are really into that. And since I play OS for some time, like the rhythm game OS, I mean you get acquainted with lots of people who's into that kind of aesthetic. I'm like the artsy fartsy abstract kind of guy. So like give me someone who is disheveled and speak in a very unusual way while being profound and very like deliberate with their speech and very chill vibes like Bob Ross or something, then you probably got my attention. Oh, you haven't decided to order yet. I don't want to cook hamburger. I see. I see. Yeah. Or if you want the same type of energy, right? If you want the same type of energy, but not that. So we're not doing like any form of like moe. Any form of like moe or uh kind of, I don't know what is it, like perkiness, that kind of thing, that uh it doesn't, you know, it doesn't tug on my interest. Usually it's some hyperactive person who's genuinely overzealous about the intricacies of whatever they observe for the day. That type of energy is my jam. People who are incredibly passionate about something that doesn't elicit some sort of that type of environment. I don't know how else. I'm like beating around the bush, but I'm sure you guys know what I mean when it comes to VTubers. Not it, that doesn't tickle my fancy at all. Let's see. Uh, it's not she. Off topic, but Duolingo getting mad at me for putting the word the is getting. That's understandable. That's understandable. I feel like excuses faded into the back, and I'm calling excuses out. What are your thoughts on VTubers? What are your thoughts on VTubers? Excuses. I feel like we have a representative in the house. Excuses studied earlier today, so he has no excuses for not answering my call out. Yomu. Yomu. Atarashi. Wait, what is this for? Oh, Zashi. Zashi. And then omoshiroi. Was I summoned? Oh, okay. Alright, excuses. So what are your thoughts on VTubers excuses? Do they strike your fancy? Excuses study more than me at least? I don't know about that. I'm not sure if excuses does study more than you. I think hit you hit Blair, you hit the studying thing really, really hard. Oh, you never watched them? Interesting. So you prefer to just watch cats? Actually, VTuber, I mean a talking cat is fine. Like what I mean is a talking cat. Okay, so let's be a little clear here. We're talking about like Sabrina the Teenage Witch Cat or Kiki's Delivery Service kind of thing. Cat. Okay, we have to be a little clear about this. I don't mind the idea of a telepathic cat. Maybe not so much someone who identifies as one. For the content that I watch, I never really come across VTubers, so I guess I can't really give an opinion. Alright. Alright. You've done one lesson today. I think that might be all I do, honestly. Staying in diamond is exhausting. Understandable. Understandable. So, omoshiroi. Interesting. Omoshiroi has some interesting character choices. Omoshiroi. Okay, and then the last one was Uekomi. Oh no. So I have a few ones that I really need to strap down on. Okay. Where's the top right? Close. Okay. You're literally the bottom of the high level experience people and I'm dropping out. You got this. You got this, player. Actually, maybe I shouldn't promote. Rest. Rest first. Alright, what are my words for Uekomi? Oh no. Alright. There's an Inu in there. Okay. Shizen. I don't think Shizen has any... surprises. Yeah, no, I don't think it has any surprises. Shizen. Oh, kakureru. Kakureru. Is that an E? That's an E. Okay, kakureru. Alright, these ones I do need to practice. I already forgot what the bottom one. Oh. Kakureru. And... Niwa. Actually, Niwa might... I have to look at... That's not the character I'm looking for. Here it is. Oh, okay. Yep. So 2 strokes, right? But the right one is being done first. So it's kind of like a snail situation. Yeah. Fair enough. Alright. So Niwa. And then 2 strokes. Oh, that needs to be a little higher. That's fine. I gotta rest my eyes a little bit. But imagine. Okay. Last four is kind of rough. Mm-hmm. 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 All right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Sleep stream. Listen, we're not doing a sleep stream, okay? A meditation stream at if at all. Okay. Uh, Luca. He's okay. Listen, what if I don't sleep? sleep, sleep. What? Watch someone speak in their sleep. Oh, whoops. All right. All right. Let's review the second half of our stuff. I don't sleep after all. You may never know, right? You may never know. Since you don't see it, it may or may not be true. It's kind of like Schrodinger's cat. No, that's actually not that how that works. All right. So, what are we starting with? Oh, right. Kizu. Yeah, Iku. Iku. Um, screw that up. Yasu. That could be there. Hmm. Miru. Onya. Really, all you do in my head is just stream, run, and apparently eat food. Indeed. Indeed. Uh. Oh. Yomu. Oh. Uh. Izuka. Dashi. Wait. Wait. I don't remember. Dang you. Nah, I didn't get the top radical. Okay. Dashi. Then we have Yomu again. E. Hanashi. Omoshiroi. Omo. Okay. Okay. Uekomi. Komi. Ne? Oh. Shizen. Son of a bee sting. I forgot the left radical of Shizen. Do we just throw water at it? The answer is no, there isn't one. That's why I couldn't think of one. There is fire though. Shizen. Kakusuru. Oh boy. No dice. Okay. And okay. Not sure there's a stroke at the top. We'll just say there isn't. Oh no, I feel like there's a stroke at the top. And then it was like eh? Eh? No, 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 no. It was eh? Eh? No. Eh? 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 No. Nah. Nah, that's too many strokes. Oh. Oh, it was the first radical. Hmm. Ah, that's kind of rough. That is very kind of rough. Hmm. It's all sorts of rough. And Katsu. Katsu is a problem too. Didn't write it enough. Okay. Okay, we're gonna do that back again. Hey. Oh. Mm-hmm. 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 Okay. Am I going to visit Japan or mainland China in the coming years? Probably. Yeah, a really distinct possibility. Probably both at the same time, actually, on the same trip with the family. Yeah. I keep forgetting the right radical. Did that one too? Oh, was problematic. Okay. Okay. I don't know. This one's gonna be tough. All right. So, fuck. IRL content? Well, I am IRL. What are you doing? What are you talking about? IRL content. I need a lot of equipment for that kind of thing. Maybe. Maybe. I would need a filmer. Kind of tough. Well, I guess you could buy like a 360. Yeah, yeah. I guess I could buy 360 and capture some stuff. Let's see. All right, let's start. Izu. Izu. Iku. Asu. So film yourself with a wide angle lens or something. Yeah, yeah. I think a 360 is fine. Like a 360 cam. Or maybe like a there is a very popular model that, oh no. It might actually be a DJI product, which may or may not fly these days. I got some thoughts about it. It's not gonna be for a while. Oh, you said wild. Wild angle? I've been typing so much in Chinese to a friend. I think I forget how to type in English. That's understandable. It won't take too long to reacclimate, you know? Wild. Wild lens. I mean, I kind of just filtered it and said and auto-corrected it. Miru. Yeah. Onya. Onya. Alright. Okay. Coat. Oh, wait. Oops. Yomu. Yomu. Okay. It's a little too angled. Fine. It's sufficient. Izuka. Not again. Wait. Gotta leverage those emotions. Not she. Not she. Not she. Nomu. Again. Not she. Adashi. Omoshiroi. Uekomi. Omi. That kind of just lags whenever I do that. Whoops. Uekomi. Jizen. Akusuru. Akusuru. Hold. Hold. I don't quite remember what the left. I don't remember what the left radical is. Wait. I'm just gonna go on a limb and guess a radical. What a radical could fit on the left? No, I don't. Dang it! It's not a rag. It's not the ragdoll I was thinking of. Wait, just kidding. Oh yeah, Aderu, not Suru. Yeah, no. My gut feeling led me to De instead of Suru. Oh, Kaku. Kaku is a tough one. All right. Try to add the other ones back in. All right. Okay. I really need to go to the bathroom, but I'm not going to. All right. The sense of urgency is there. Okay. So let's add the other ones back in. Uh, oh, I know. I gotta get this. Just gotta get this. Oh. Let's go. Get it. Get it. Download those. Yep. Oh, wait. That's fine. Okay. Yeah. Ooh, haha. My last stroke. Last. Not that great. Angel. Oh. Oh, come on. Oh. Metai. Higa, Hias, Hias. Ireru. Renji. Atatameru. Kakeru. Shimeru. Okay. My finger kind of hurts. All right. What's the fourth photo? Renji. Oh. Oops. Game. Yeah. Stretch my fingers? Yeah, after this. Game. Anoshi. Katsu. Oh, Mokeru. Mokeru. Alright. Now we're going to the second half. That wasn't too bad. The first half is kind of a lot easier than the second page. Did you just tell me to break my fingers? No, I'm just kidding. Alright. So our second half. And then I get to go to the bathroom. Actually, we might do the others and then take a break. Almost done with this session. We're not gonna go and cluster the previous one. We're adding more time for the previous set. So let's see. Izu. That's not it. Izu. He's a okay. Iku. Agasu. Miru. Onya. Oh. I totally missed that. Sure. Yomu. Shizuka. Whoops. Shizuka. Let's see. What's right? Zashi. Miru. Arashi. Omoshiroi. Sauce is simmering, just working on noodles now. Ooh, delightful. Oh, you ended up deciding to cook, Blair? What kind of sauce you going with, Blair? See, our last one is Uekomi. Uekomi. Zen. Kureru. Alright, we got it. It was not actually that bad. Very simple meat sauce, but by Laura Newman's own sauce is not a great. But by Laura Newman's own sauce is not a great flavor. Yeah. I watched this very cute like American Italian couple and maybe like Babish, aging like Babish, and they went through like tons of jarred sauce, and turns out it's not when it comes to like the consistency, Barilla actually scores fairly high on across the board among like foodies and stuff, like for the convenience, the exchange for the convenience and the value and stuff, interestingly enough. And the reason why I mentioned this is because on the very bottom it was Newman's for most of them, and it costs more as well, although like at the top there are a few that like they're really they're exceptionally expensive too, so it's like disproportionately costly. However, the Barilla brand turned out to be substantially a surprise for its cost, so it's scored fairly high on a lot of foodies. Obviously if you don't have the time, right, time to make that. Canned tomatoes, cut some greens, garlic, if you're into garlic, right? And then puree it, going through all that, and then creating the sauce. All right, so we're good today, actually. And we'll try to only review the stuff in the beginning, the previous stuff in the beginning, because we're not trying to bootstrap through the previous stuff as much. We want to force ourselves to retain the stuff and then see where our weak spots are. So you ordered a Chinese. Of course you would order Chinese cat. I'm just kidding. That sounds delightful. What kind of Chinese did you order? Like what kind of dish? All right. So we did it today. It wasn't bad. It wasn't too bad. We kept it to 3 hours. I think we should I'm gonna aim for 2 to 3 hours. Less than 3 is probably a little bit better. Less than 3. Less than 3 is pretty good for this section. Chicken and broccoli. Okay. Gaidang gear. You know what's funny? About chicken and broccoli. If you said broccoli and chicken, people would look at you the funniest way in English, right? Because in English, it so happens to be the protein first, then the Then the veggies kind of makes you think about the American culture, if you know what I mean. The protein comes first, but in Fujianese, you know, the people who largely now is generationally in charge of a lot of those Americanized restaurants, like pretty much all of them, like a lot, the vast majority. It's gairangi, as in broccoli chicken. Gairan is broccoli, and then gie is chicken, which gie in Mandarin is the same. So it's actually the other way around. Isn't that weird? Like every time when someone says chicken and broccoli, it's like, oh yeah, that sounds very normal. And then when I go to say Fujianese, it's flipped. It's the opposite. I say broccoli and chicken or vice versa. I don't eat it, but my mom does. Oh, okay. Excuses. Yeah. Gairangi. How do you say? I actually haven't. I don't know what the Mandarin reads actually. Let me see. I actually, since I was illiterate, I didn't read the menu. I didn't read the menu itself, so I don't actually know what order it's in, since I only speak orally. Um, let's see. Yep, protein comes second. Protein comes second. So even the Mandarin writing, the protein comes second. So the meat is at the end. The vegetable comes first. Weirdly enough. I guess that might explain why my parents call it that in Fujianese. It's written in that order. Because Americans are fat? Nah, we're fine. Americans are fine. You silly goose. Yeah, American Chinese are largely influenced by Cantonese, Fujianese, yeah. So they went through phases, right? And then they're also slightly regional. If you're West Coast, you are probably going to get more influence from the Cantonese and the Hong Kong side of things. And then on the East Coast is predominantly Fujianese. However, generationally, the largest group in our generation, or at least my generation, like my parents and on, is the secondary Fujianese immigration. Before that, it was another group. There were 3 separate groups that maintain like the network of Americanized Chinese food. And it's also, that network is also consistent in other places, in other countries, when they decide on an immigration network, right? Because we have to keep in mind that the Chinese culture is very communal. So the first settlers then recruit, or the first immigrants then establish roots, and then that roots expand to other people coming in. So my parents came in through the network of those restaurants. You know, it has a long history, and you can actually read all about it. The chronicles of that Americanized Chinese food is very, very kind of pretty decently documented actually nowadays. Lots of people had special interest in how Chinese immigrants went from different like gathered and decided in localized in different countries. And yeah, Fujianese constitute a lot of the food that is made specifically to cater to the regional palate, right? The regional palate. And I think there's a little misconception about the regional palate. So like it this is one of the let's do a little bit of a short story as a closing remark about culture and whatnot. One of the little misconceptions oftentimes is how foreigners or outside feel feel like they need to be upset about identities. So here's what I'm talking about. So I use the phrase Americanized Chinese instead of the word fake, or authentic. When an Asian person, right, like a Chinese person, say for example, like a second gen Chinese, when they say authentic, they don't usually say the word fake. Like what I mean is they don't use the opposite word, because the opposite word of authentic is not fake. That's not the use. However, due to the nature of the digital age and the foreign perspective, it often in the English perspective, like the English speaking perspective, the opposite of authentic is fake, right? And fake has a lot of connotations. So now I typically use the word Americanized Chinese. Now this goes a little deeper. The idea that authentic cooking is non-pragmatic and that it's subjectively superior is not understanding the Chinese culture, right? So here's what I'm saying about this. When people talk about like, oh yeah, the food tastes better here, localized here, localized here, it's like you have to understand that cooking is about the elevation and the pragmatism of resources and produce that's available to you regionally. So the success of, say, Americanized Chinese food is not necessarily just bound on its authenticity. It's bound by what is available when you operate a restaurant, what your clientele is like, and also how to elevate the ingredients you have there. So when people talk about like, oh yeah, like that type of American Chinese food won't fly in a different country, it's like, no kidding. Restaurants get local produce. When you get local mom and pop shops, they get cost effective food and produce from the regional area. And naturally, it will end up tasting different, elevated different, and also influenced by the neighboring culture. Now, the dish may share similarities, as in, like, it's still recognizably that dish, but the region, the people who are eating there, what produce is available to you, accents that. So when people keep saying like, oh yeah, but does this taste the same as this? It's like, they're not the same. That's at least in my opinion. So when people say, oh, I love the way this tastes, we have to keep in mind that there's regional palate difference. And sometimes it gets a little disappointing, in my opinion, when someone comes up to me. I have this discussion a lot because I'm Fujianese, and people talk about authenticity and fake a lot of times. So they often say, oh yeah, that's okay. I just ordered some fake Chinese food. And I'm like, what do you mean fake Chinese food? It's like, the Chinese food that's not real Chinese. And I'm like, I don't understand what you mean. Do you mean like it's a Korean restaurant serving Chinese food? Or no, like the people who are Chinese, but they don't know how to make real Chinese food. I'm like, okay. Do you like it? Like, yeah, I order it all the time. It's like, well, yeah, that's Chinese food for you. Like, as cooks, or I'm not a chef myself, but my parents are. As someone who loves the food industry, you make food for your clients. It's not fake. Like, how can like, if it didn't suit you, then maybe that would be a case for being angry about something. But they make food for you, as in the regional thing. At least, I'm not talking about any other culture here. I'm talking about the Chinese culture. The Chinese culture is predicated on pragmatism. So if a food in a region differs, it's largely due to the nature that the people, the network that created that food, they refined it to the point where it meets the demands and the taste of the populace. Now, is that true for companies and franchises? In a deep cut way, it actually does. So the question is, how much of that is it because Americans are more tolerant to a certain palate requirement? And Japanese, for example, lots of people compare Japanese, right? But just to bring it back to the Japanese culture, they have a quality of standard, right? Now the question is, if you raise standards, would the palate also change? So that's kind of a really great question because in China, when you are given ingredients, you have to be able to pragmatically solve things like make lemonade with lemons. So whenever I think about like people saying what's fake and what's not, and then they talk about like, oh, but the real stuff use quality ingredients. I'm like, that's great. That's very idealistic. Now think about the origins of the food that you're eating. Um, the last time I checked, when my parents immigrated to the United States on the network, they're not peddling like 5-star quality ingredients from Italy or something, or getting your tomatoes from like halfway across the world flash frozen, and then making that an adequate expansion topic. Cooking is a transformative, it's almost as transformative as language itself. So understand the history, in my opinion. This might sound a little bit passive aggressive, but if you can understand the history of the food, it may make it a little bit more less obvious when people you throw around the word fake, quality over quantity, volume. Like it kind of contextualizes a lot of the food culture because food is a culture in itself, and every culture has a food culture. So it's weird when one culture gets sidelined without a bigger perspective. And that's kind of my thing. And it's really interesting. Not that I'm saying you can, I'm not really calling anyone out. It's a natural talking topic. If you're Chinese, if you're Fujianese, you speak English, and you're American, you'll probably encounter this conversation probably throughout your entire life. I've heard that before. Due to my simplistic food knowledge, I never had the chance to try different cultures and regional foods. It's great to live in a place that has that. I currently reside in a place that doesn't, so you have to go out of your way to have that. I would love to go to Chinatown and try like different ways people make the same food, even Taiwanese versions. Me too. And obviously there will be things that don't agree with your palate, and then there are things that will. And to bring it back to Japanese, I can earnestly tell you, even it's also true for Fujianese cooking, the you know, you have that moment where like, oh yeah, but I really want to taste the authentic thing, the traditional thing. And the funny thing is, my parents would do this thing where like, are you sure we're going to prepare more than just those? And then immediately like it's almost like 80 to 90% of the time the guests would be like, oh okay, this tastes pretty all right, and then they go on to eat, you know, what my parents and the generation before them have spent a lot of time refining to the palate of the place that they have. Like that's the idea of cooking. That's the idea of chefs, right? They also know, they also have like a general idea of what the palates of the people that they are hosting, right? So oftentimes when people talk about like authenticity and traditionalism in the region they're visiting, they forget the region that they're coming from. So a lot of times the placebo effect is so much stronger than uh, the desirable like interaction of your taste buds. Like, oh yeah, this tastes good because I love authentic food, and I'm like, okay, but to the non-authentic food that you think tastes better, it's like, I don't know, because non-authentic is just bad. And then you start scooping it up. It's like, I hope that placebo effect is helping really well, because generally speaking, logic would dictate that if you have successful restaurants in your region and you've lived there for a very long time and you consume things from that region, the natural inclination is that those successful restaurants, those people who continue to be successful, probably have refined their dishes to meet the palate of the people who live there. So the idea is, have you ever wondered why when you cook for yourself, suddenly everything tastes better, even though you're just following recipes and like following regional things? It's largely due to the nature that you know your palate best. And then the people, the places around you will probably immediately know your palate best due to like human acclimation. Novelty is a really great drug though, and also belief system, placebo effect. Don't ever underestimate the placebo effect. So sometimes when you go to another place like Japan, right, and you eat like their traditional food and their um traditional food, you might be surprised how much of it, in my opinion, is because of novelty and the placebo effect of thinking it tastes good because it's made with good stuff or it's made with different stuff. And that is really powerful too. That is part of eating. That's part of exploration. I totally agree. Now, is it accurate or is it like insightful to say that something that is different from what you're used to is inauthentic or not natural? Well, by the definition, it's kind of that's true actually, right? Like it's kind of like, oh yeah, no, you're not used to it, so it's weird. Fair enough. Um, does it does it mean that it is a poor imitation of something else? Usually, no. It really isn't, especially when it comes to food culture. Right? It's not a poor imitation. They're not poorly imitating anything, really. They're strategically, at least as restaurant owners, it is really tough to run a restaurant, especially in this day and age. And most of the cuisines you hear here is not necessarily one of imitation. It's one of adapting, because your business. I mean, there are restaurants obviously now for novelty and stuff, like Salt Bay's restaurant and all that stuff. However, the local mom and pop shops that are run by immigrants, right, or like first gen or second gen, it's adapting. It's pragmatism. So all that inauthenticity, it's actually the most authentic thing you can have in the region. That's why they're local mom and pop shops. They are made for the people that are around the palate, right? The palate of the regional areas. Hence that whole like thing about, if you want to get a good idea of what the region's cuisine is like, you go to places that have only accessibility to the regional people. So you go to places where local people are, right? And stuff. And they're hit and miss. The moment you walk in there, it's a hit and miss. You can convince yourself that everything tastes good because you like what the locals like. That's perfectly fine. But the chances are, when you go to eat traditional regional foods, they're going to be hit and misses. The nice thing about the restaurant business, the cultural business, is there are chains that will maintain that level of consistency. So you can still continue to eat things that you're used to. Most things about food are acquired, in my opinion. I'm trying to start. Part of why I'm trying to start. Trying to cook more Asian cuisines for you, yeah, and also to give my kids the experience of different food cultures. Yeah, it's beautiful. I think food culture is beautiful. Much like language. I think language and food go hand in hand, really. a strange spirit kind of exists there too for those who hate on inauthenticity. Yeah, and I didn't want to talk about the negative side of things, you know, like bad actors and whatnot. Generally speaking, it's very encouraging. My focus in this like little story time is to focus on giving people perspective, right? Sometimes, in fact, those people who really, really love authenticity or traditionalism, and then they find out that they don't like it, then the interaction is pretty volatile too. Where like, oh yeah, so this must be fake authenticity because I don't like it. You see what I mean? So like, it can get really hairy. The rabbit hole can get really, really hairy, and it's happened quite a bit. And ultimately, it's kind of like language learning, where negative breeds negativity as opposed to perspective, which breeds realism, breeds grounded expectations, right? Um, my personal experience, especially with my parents and stuff, is that the vast majority of my acquaintances like the regional Chinese cuisine. They rarely say that they do have occasionally one or two dishes, but the vast majority of the dishes that were not over many years refined and groomed for the regional palate, they tend to be like, yeah, it tastes neat, it tastes interesting, and then that's about it, right? And then when you go straight to like chicken and broccoli and stuff, my parents would elevate that chicken and broccoli specifically for the palate, right? And then someone would ask like, there's this like conception, in my opinion, a misconception where like, oh yeah, yeah, those Chinese people who serve those food, they don't eat the food that they serve. It's like, well, yes, they do. The food that you think is traditional is adapted to their palate. So like my parents would use less, like use less sugar, and then people would say like, oh, that's because Americans prefer a lot. Well, sort of. Yes, no. The reason is since they're making the food, they can adjust it to their palate. The food they're serving is adjusted to the most efficient clientele, as in the most like common customer you have. That's a difference in palate, not necessarily a difference in imitation or quality or something. It's kind of like saying, oh, they don't operate a restaurant. They should be stubborn. Like this is not talking about other cultures who run, but in the Chinese culture, the customer is always right. It still is still kind of like that. If you want to compete with all the crazy amounts of restaurants out there, you got to understand your customers. So if you suddenly go to a Chinese restaurant and it's still around and it's popping off, right? And then you taste their chicken wings, like, man, this like fried chicken wing is kind of like bland. Like, well, that's because probably the people around there discovered that they kind of like subdued foods. We got to remember that restaurants are still a place of business, and business also creates demand, and demand creates influence on the food culture, much like language, right? There's a reason why Japanese, there's a lot of American words or a lot of English words being incorporated. At least that's my 2 cents. I feel like it gets very, very easy for people to get used to taking a dump and trivializing years and years of heritage and reform, right? They go around, in my opinion, sometimes it's like a hypocritical thing to go around saying you're incredibly cultured, yet you can say such culturally insensitive things, in my opinion. Just a little side note on that. I love talking about food, by the way. So every time this comes up, I always remember the fond memories of where my friends would be like, you're right, like this isn't the greatest tasting thing. Is that, yeah, we gathered that. Let's go and get some Americanized Chinese food. Which is why I'm excited that, oh, you're getting a Korean barbecue. Nice. Oh, know all places that you, oh, you have to know a person who knows a person to find it. Yeah. I feel like with cultures where food is a big experience, it would be disrespectful to do something like turning your nose up to something you deem inauthentic without giving it a chance. Yeah, yeah. Give it a chance. It might not be for you still though. And you know, like in the long run, when it comes to, at least from my perspective, from my parents' restaurant running, the idea is if your customer doesn't like your food, you have to do something about it. So the food changes with the customer. Like if you consistently get customers that say like, oh man, dude, your food is too spicy or something, then they would adapt to it. It's not to say that you can't request that it be spicy, or like some people come up and say, oh, can you make this the authentic way, or whatever that means, which has been asked of my parents. And when they do, the customer would find out that, yeah, you're right, or no, I don't really like the authentic way, it tastes a little bland, right? That happens. And that's one of those things like, oh yeah, my parents do take requests. Just, you have to understand that a business operates in a manner that isn't, at least by Chinese people, in my opinion, generalizing, sorry, a little bit generalizing, you have to compete. It's different if the restaurant is like a baller restaurant with millions of dollars flowing in and they can do whatever they want. You either like it or you don't, right? That is a very different mindset. And to me, that's what I was trying to highlight. I think there's a cultural difference that I feel is a big disconnect when it comes to talking about uh, Chinese culture related food culture. Oftentimes, it's about running the restaurant. So, the Americanized Chinese food that you see is actually, and some people are still shocked, like, oh man, people still eat Panda Express? Like, people still eat those orange chicken and whatnot. It's like, it's business. You gotta understand that it has been refined so much to meet the palate, right? So it isn't surprising. I honestly feel like those who are consistently surprised by what locals eat somehow makes an exception for the United States, that somehow that's a double standard. And then when you go to another country and you go to like local cuisine, like if you go to, like for example, Xi'an in China, and go eat, I don't know, innards or chicken feet, and you'll then suddenly find out, it's like, oh, but it's nothing like Chinatown. It's kind of weird, actually. It's because the Chinatown ones in the United States, they did it they modified it slightly to meet certain expectations. So don't be surprised when you go to another place and you're eating what the locals are eating, and suddenly it's like, yeah, it's not for you. That kind of thing, right? Because in my opinion, I think Chinese food culture is very, very pragmatic. They adapt their cuisine to the region. Like my parents' first thought wasn't, oh, I should import ingredients from China so that my dish is made with authentic ingredients from China. My parents would be like, how the heck are we gonna afford to do that for the rest of our lives to save enough money? No, you get the most affordable ingredients you can find at a cost, a cost profit ratio that you can maintain, and you sell a lot of it. You find all the items that sell a lot, and you start working on the items that sell a lot and continue to make it sell a lot. It's crazy how much volume my parents turn over. And you know what's the highest volume that they turned over in the in the restaurant? Fried chicken wings and crinkle cut French fries. The chicken wings are made by like the chicken wings are prepared by them. But the French fries, they're a very specific brand of flash frozen French fries. Yeah. So keep in at least that's my little story. I feel let's see, yeah. Like I will try something once unless my mouth is trying to physically remove it from my body, you eat it because you're trying something that has meaning to someone, yeah. And then like it might not be for you. And that happens. It might be just how I was raised and my views of other food cultures, but you don't outright refuse food you're offered. Fine to comment about it later if you're not to your personal taste, yeah. And then of course, I'm not talking about bad actors. I don't really like focusing on bad actors. Using the worst case scenario and the best case scenarios can be like it can really warp perspective. I'm not talking about like five-star American Chinese restaurants or Shanghainese restaurants or something that's in the United States. I'm talking about like the middle of the road stuff. And then I'm not talking about the ones where they legitimately try to cut corners as much as possible because they're more for profit taking, right? So not either extreme, obviously. So what is this? Uh, and again, oh, Xi'an, yeah, Xi'an mentioned again, yeah, Xi'an, the region, yeah, Xi'an. Yeah, it makes sense because the American palace really loves simple dishes like chicken wings and fries. It's you have to prepare so much chicken wings and fries, like so much fried chicken wings, like fried chicken wings. And you know the menu was deliberately done that way. The first item on the menu of the like 100 and I don't know how many. I think it was like 100 items, like just like 100 combinations items, and fried chicken wings is at number one. It's like listed right at the top, and it's in the appetizer section. So, and then you know what's the next section? Fried rice. Fried rice is next. Yeah, so it's very strategically done. All these things, you know, all the things, in my opinion, if you go to a Chinese restaurant, like an American, any type of restaurant, like that is Chinese, like a small shop, and you go look around and you just look at the way the items, like you look around, like how the restaurants manage and all that, it's very deliberate. It's very deliberate. Many years of making sure when you open a restaurant, you don't fail because immigrants do not come, at least Fujianese people a lot of times, do not come with second chances, right? The second chance is that. So they pass on. There's like all this network of passing on. Like, where do my parents get their chicken wings? They get them from the same place all the local American Chinese restaurants get their chicken wings. So it's a really such a deep network. It's so I only come to realize this in my adult life how like deep the rabbit hole goes. But it's pretty connected with the culture. Hi Maku, I recently found your channel and have enjoyed viewing your streams. Oh, thanks. Apologize if this has already been addressed. But can you possibly explain your language learning methodology / process? Ooh, um, I have a thing. I have a thing. I tried to explain this quite a few times throughout. Someone asked me recently, and it might not quite answer the best, but this was my most recent attempt to try to answer. So this particular video at that particular time point was the last time I reviewed Japanese. However, it also applies to Chinese. I do reviews of how, like, what I've changed, what I did, or what I move on, and whatnot, every like 25 days, plus or minus 3 days. So there are reviews of those videos where if it looked like it's a canvas with just writing on it, then it's around every 25 days. I try to summarize the things that work, or like I'm keeping, and then the things I'm changing. But recently, at that time point in that video, someone a week before, asked me if I could attempt to like kind of summarize what my approach is, like the standard approach that I do. That's probably the closest thing I have. Usually there's no specifics. I don't have any specifics. Basically, if I wanted to say a long story short, I think my methodology involves constant monitoring, reevaluation, and then understanding how to maintain engagement, as opposed to the context, like what kind of content it has and what the parameters are, right? Like, so if you gave me a product in front of me and say like this product covers N5 to N1 and this product covers from N5 to N4, well, I ask myself, where am I now? I evaluate myself. Either or works because I'm less competent in those two. And then in another 30 days, or in this case 25 days, I do another reevaluation period, and then I continue from there. Probably less so of specifics plans, but the methodology is often you try to get 3 or 4 consistent ways of measuring your output, so your level of competence, as you're engaging in inputs for a specific period of time, whichever period of time you determine. I usually use a month. 25 days just turned out to be the amount of days in which you'll find waning times where your engagement is getting less, or however your output measures, like, are you retaining more, are you retaining consistently? And then the goal is to reduce the amount of time to get the same amount of retention. With that liberated time, you add more forms of input, right? And then you keep cycling through the thing. It's pretty much covers a lot of it on how I like start it and then how I continue. Just if that's helpful or not. I don't really have like any specifics. I don't believe that people should have rigid restrictions or specifics that they need to start with. I think in the beginning, I go over how to start, or how I started, and then the rest is due to what happens in a couple days, or in the next 25 days, then the next 25 days. So I got to this point largely by figuring out what my priorities are to start, and then that's it. The rest is history. I think it's a lot more engaging for someone to constantly look forward to switching it up a little and switching it up a little and continuing to do that, as opposed to what I feel a vast majority of people prefer, which is they find the ideal study plan, whatever that is. I honestly have no idea what that is. I actually do not resonate with people who believe that they know what their ideal study plan is even before they started studying, right? That's kind of a a very, very myopic plan. You can trust someone. You can definitely find someone you trust and maybe it'll work out. But ultimately, if you trust yourself and find ways to monitor yourself and keep developing your learning strategies and adopting adapting them over time, the key points are to not get too bored, right? Not get bored, not get complacent, and the rest is history. It becomes like breathing over time, in my opinion. Quite clear that you also have lots of time spent in language. Do you have a video introducing yourself and background? I would love to know more about you. I actually don't. That's a good idea. Maybe in the future. I don't mind answering questions all. Oh, I did have an introduction for this though. It's the very first day. Actually, that's a good point. I do introductions for all my projects on day 1. They're called opening opinions. So if you go to day 1 of the Japanese Duolingo section, I probably spent the first 4 hours talking about my background and what I started off doing for Japanese. And then did I do one for Chinese? I might have done one for Chinese. I do one at the beginning of everything. So like Shashingo, this game that I'm playing that I'm trying to nonchalantly extract kanji from, the day 1 video of that also introduces my interest and my involvement in that too. So the day 1s of every single one of my projects, I do a summary of what my experience, what I'm looking for, what I think I'm looking for, what I think I'm gonna get, and then at the end of the project, I'll have some too. And then if the project is very long, every 30 days or every month, usually. You're gonna call it a night? I have MTJP lesson tomorrow. I need to be prepared for. Oh, an MT. What the heck? Midterm? Oh. Take care. Take care. Excuses. Oyasumi nasai. Oyasumi nasai. Probably my. Oh, my JP. It's in typos. Okay. Alright. So we're gonna wrap up this. We're gonna switch gears now. It's a great place to stop for our extraction. So we did extract our notes from this, which is fantastic. So we're gonna switch over to Duolingo now to get our we're gonna try an hour and a half for each, right? An hour and a half. Oh, the Chinese side is gonna be 3 hours because we have to finish all the Hanzi. Yeah. So we got what, our second page done. So our 4 pages from this game. We'll continue to go through the pages. That's great. And we got a good discussion in it too, right? All right. Until next time. Until tomorrow. Right?